All right, so this is like the third time I'm trying to do this. A student just walked in, but so this is my first YouTube video. The purpose of this video is to just spread the word because, as we know, our job as Christian Catholics or just Christ followers in general is to spread the word. So I've told this story to a few people, those closest to me, co-workers, friends, family, but I feel like it's my job to spread it out there. And the only way I can do that is through this, right? I don't know how much people are gonna watch this video. 1, 2, 5, 20, 100, 1,000. It doesn't matter. I just want more people to hear it. Because in 2018, that's when my faith and just my overall belief in God was at its lowest. And keep in mind, I grew up religious, but even so, I guess I looked too much into social media and whatnot, kind of just borrowed ideas. So in 2018, that's when I started just thinking that God wasn't real, this and that. I just started thinking these dumb theories or ideas, right? So in 2018, it was just a regular night. I went to bed, didn't even pray, nothing. Um, and yeah, I just went to bed. Prayed, no, not pray, sorry. I just went to bed. And then I woke up around what was it, like 3:20 in the morning, anywhere between like 3:15 and like 3:35 around there. I don't remember exactly. But in the dream, I knew that I was dreaming. You ever have those dreams where you just know you're dreaming in the dream and you know that you are in the dream? So in the dream, I was following this boy, like a preschooler, 4 or 5 years old. I couldn't see who the boy was because his back was faced towards me, and I was like walking behind him, like speed walking, and he was like running, and I was like running after the boy, yelling out like, "Hey, stop!" Like I'm trying to catch up, so I'm like speed walking, and um, he's probably like 15 to 20 yards in front of me. I can't tell who this boy is, but I'm just following him. It was like nighttime, like around, I don't know, 9, 10 p.m. And the setting was, it was like a city, but it had dirt roads. So this boy is running. I'm trying to catch up to him. And he makes a right at the corner of the street. And then that's when I like 15, 20 yards behind. So I'm like, so I'm trying to like speed walk. And as I'm turning right, I see this boy run into a building that was ahead. It was a big building, like a business building, 2 to 3 stories high, a building like that. And I get to see that this boy runs in there. So I'm like walking towards the building. And then all of a sudden, at the very center of the building, like around the second floor, right in the center of the building, I just see this like massive light just like pop up. And I remember that it just stopped me at my tracks. Like I froze. I stared at the building, and the light started growing bigger and bigger and bigger until it illuminated the whole building. And the light was so bright and powerful that it literally made the building transparent. So keep in mind, I'm standing outside of the building, like a good 25 yards away from the building, and I'm just staring at the building. And the light was so bright, it made the building transparent. So I can see inside of the building, kind of like if it was just a huge glass box. And in the midst of like all the light, as my eyes start kind of like adjusting to the light, I just see the body of a human. So I'm like I'm looking at it, I'm looking like what the, and then that's when I just see a human like walking towards me through the light. And as the human is getting closer and closer and closer, I notice that the human is holding the little boy by his hand. And once the human gets close enough, it's Jesus Christ. In that moment, I was just shocked. I remember. Tell me why I knew that I was dreaming and that I was literally seeing Jesus Christ in front of me. I literally remember thinking in the dream, like, oh my gosh, this is him. There's no doubt. He's real. He's showing himself to me. And I remember thinking, oh, I gotta look at him. I gotta observe him so that I can tell people what he looked like when I wake up. And I knew all this. I'm dreaming, but I know this. Like at that moment, I know what I have to pay attention to, because I know that some people just have these ideas, theories that he's a certain skin color, his hair is this, that, whatever. So I remember thinking, like, I'm gonna pay attention to what he looks like so I can tell people what he looked like. So he looks like pretty much how they paint him in the pictures. He has like wavy hair down to his shoulders, dark goldish brown hair. I couldn't see his skin color, because I remember that I looked down at his feet to see his skin color, but I couldn't see his skin color because I couldn't. Here's the thing, I couldn't see his skin color because I tried looking at his face. I think I saw his face. I used to say that I didn't see his face, but the other day it just dawned on me that I did see his face, but he just deleted that memory from my head. So I don't remember what he or the boy looked like. I just remember like his hair, his robe, everything. So I looked down at his feet and he didn't have no feet. He was just floating like a good 2 to 3 feet off the floor. He didn't have any feet. So goldish brown wavy hair. His robe was long and white with a very light sky blue. So when the sky is cartoonish, very beautiful, big white clouds with a beautiful light blue. So that's the color combination that his robe was. And his robe was very, you can tell that it was like a very expensive material, like a very, very rich, soft, silky material. So while he's levitating, floating with the boy, holding him by his hand, he's like a good 10 feet in front of me. And I'm just like in shock looking at him, right? And I'm just observing him, and he's walking or levitating, floating right in front of me. And then that's when just the heavens open, and it's night. So it's night, and then the heavens open, and then a beam of white light just shoots down. And that's when I'm looking up at the sky and the beam, and that's when I see Jesus Christ holding the boy by his hand. And he just goes in the beam, and he starts like levitating up to the sky until he reaches the top of the clouds. That's when I just wake up. My bad, someone walked in again. I'm not gonna stop. Something's trying to make me stop to putting this message out there, but I'm not. So the heavens open, Jesus and the boy float, levitate up to the top, and then that's when once they reached the top, I just remember I woke up and my body was just in shock. I couldn't move for a good 30 to 40 seconds. I couldn't move or talk, nothing. I was just in shock. And then once finally my body gained, conscience, not conscience, because I already had conscience, just mobility within my ligaments. I just remember thinking like, oh my gosh, because I have a little nephew who at the time was around that, like a preschooler. So I just think like, oh my gosh, is he okay? I was just worried. But then again, something just gave me peace. Like, hey, I just saw Jesus in my sleep, so it's fine. Everything will be okay. Fast forward to 2023. Today is October 19th. Some people have told me, because I've wondered, what was this about? What is Jesus trying to tell me through this dream? Some people have told me that little boy is me. Um, Usually that's what, like, when I've shared my story to other people, that's what they've told me. So if you have an idea, if you have a similar encounter, you might want to share it. Let me know what you think it means. But fast forward to 2023. So 2018 to 2023, I was a believer for sure. But I wasn't like a good follower. Because there's a difference between being a believer and being an actual follower. And it wasn't until early August of this month I that God just made me fall to my knees and fully commit to him. So my spirituality and my faith is better than it ever was years after I had the encounter. So that's why I just wanted to share the dream. Yes, for those who are still fighting their beliefs and faith or whatever, I hope this dream encourages you and pretty much just clarifies that yes, he is real. He is real. I'm currently going through some stuff right now, but um, that doesn't mean that I'm just not gonna stop following him. He's just building my faith, and and giving me perseverance for the future. So yeah, you guys, that's my story. If you have a similar story or any other story, I wish you guys can share it. Um, if you guys want to share this video with someone else that you know that maybe they need to hear that Jesus is real, you can share it. But yeah, thank you for listening.